God, I deeply love classic retro gaming, as you all know and are familiar about. I mean, like, I really obviously want to say, Ocarina of Time being, that's probably the game I've played the most. That's probably the game, like, out of N64 that I've enjoyed the most. And I've played randomizers of it. I've
They
watched
liked Ocarina of Time too.
I know they did. So
Honk
I'm going
for
to let
Ocarina.
them talk about it. One other game that I actually played a ton of was Star Wars Rogue Squadron for the N64.
Ooh, okay.
Which I don't know if any of y'all played that, but it's basically, it's very similar to like Star Fox-ish, where you're like flying around in the ship.
Yeah.
But you get to pick like different, X-wings, Y-wings, a bunch of different kind of things, and you kind of just go around and shoot buildings and do like objectives. You get to take down the AT-ATs on like Hoth and everything. It's loosely based on the storyline. It doesn't follow it like super wise. It's kind of just like, here's the place in Star Wars where this takes place. Here's a mission. You're in Rogue Squadron. You're in, the elite class of pilots who are going to take down these, either giant robots, giant Death Stars. Like, it's just cool.
Hold on, I'm sorry. I was thinking about
playing that game too. Yeah.
We're talking about Rogue
it was
Squadron,
just fun.
right?
Like, you and your friends, you just kept like switching off for hours. You would just like take turns like playing. It was so much.
We're talking
fun.
about Rogue Squadron, right?
Yeah, and the controls were fantastic. I remember for it being like, like those games can get like, I feel like super jittery and super like weird in that way, but it actually felt like very fair. You couldn't like turn on a dime. The different ships had different kind of mechanics. So it was like, if you're flying a Y-wing that's like bombing things, you got to be a little bit slower. And it's like, you're going to soak a lot of hits, but you're going to bomb things, while the X-wing is like, you're rushing through there to do damage.
And that inspired a lot of in Battlefront. I never played the first Battlefront, but Battlefront 2, where there were space missions, it was the same thing, where there were X-wings and there were Y-wings, where each one, they had their specific mission. And so you see a lot of that inspiration from Rogue Squadron.
Yep.
It was a really powerful Star Wars game.
And it had
now this is the sequel.
There you go, Pat.
Now,
yeah, that's
this is the sequel. Now I have the original one. I also have Shadows of the Empire, and I also have the first Rogue Squadron, except it's called Rogue Squadron 3D on Steam.
Oh,
really?
Yeah. But no, Mike, that Rogue Squadron 1 is an amazing game. I love it. I love this one. I got the third one too. Fucking, I hope they bring it back.
Dude,
it was such an aggressive chef's kiss.
Yeah, trying to get all those like gold requirements too.
One man of action.
Like just like grinding those was so difficult.
Yeah.
Oh, so I gotta replay that game.
They make you grind in different ways now in video games, though.
That's a great point. Yeah.
So, Danny, how about you go next?
So I was struggling to come up with what my favorite one was. And primarily I was trying to, go back, because I didn't have an N64. It was my neighbors across the street did, that I always went over, and I played with them all the time. Like, that was our summer days. And so I was trying to remember like all the games that I played, like GoldenEye and like what's it called? Smash. But I think my favorite one of all time, and primarily I feel like none of you are going to choose this one, is NFL Blitz. NFL Blitz.
Holy shit, dude. I have played this game.
Thank God. Thank God. Because that's
the best football game I've ever played. Yes, dude. Fuck yes. Give it up, everyone, for Danny Kilkenny for having literally the best take on a football game ever.
Actually,
it was
Danny.
The greatest.
I think my brother had this. I do remember this one.
Oh, it's the fucking best.
It was primarily, the biggest thing about it was just how aggressive and violent it was as a video game. Because now, like, you look at a Madden or anything like that, it's regular tackling, it's realistic. This was not realistic. This was 90s football, Deion Sanders picking somebody up and pile driving them.
There was one part, there's one grab where you can straight up grab someone and
arm
throw
and
them back.
Yeah.
And
people
pick them up and just throw them down.
If you did that shit in Madden, say they'd be like,
What the fuck are you
It's funny because they also, so all the players were abnormally jacked.
Yes.
They were all
Massive.
huge. They were all Arnold Schwarzenegger in
Even the
his
kickers.
prime and bigger. Like they were just massive, strong men.
Now-
and the game also would allude to using anabolic steroids. Where like
Yeah.
if somebody, and here's the thing is I forgot about this. However, I'm reading about it right now. The game contains a significant amount of explicit content not seen in other entries of the series, such as the use of anabolic steroids and juicing injured player with what seems to be the equivalent of a cortisone shot.
Yeah.
You could literally have an injured player, give him a shot on the sideline as like, you know, like an action item kind of thing, and then they will get back out onto the field.
Put me
That's
in,
something that I
coach.
don't. I was just gonna say that's something I don't really remember too well, and maybe as like a young 5-year-old, I was just like, yeah, juice them, go for it, let's do it,
Juice 'em,
back out
bro.
there.
Oh man, you just took me back so hard. A lot of those
I wonder
guys,
who
a
manufactured
lot of those
this
guys
game.
who made that game, because they lost the NFL license. It was specifically to
Yes.
EA after that.
Gee, I wonder why.
Yeah,
It
right.
was,
but
who made
before
this?
that-
Midway.
Yeah.
Oh, Midway and
Midway
EA
Games.
Sports,
Right.
And then EA took over the Madden title.
Right. And then what was I gonna say? And then a lot of the guys who made this game went on to go work on NFL Street, and that's why all of the
Yeah.
NFL
Exact
Blitz
same
games,
thing, yeah.
all the NFL
Yeah.
Blitz games after that were just trash. They just were not up to the, like, I know this one came out in 99, so it was just called NFL Blitz, right? And then
Yeah, so there's a couple different
there's 2000
installments.
and there's like 2001, I
2000.
think,
There-
right?
There is NFL Blitz that came out in 97 and 98. That was for the N64. However, yes, there then was NFL Blitz 99, NFL Blitz 2000.
Yeah. It's
It's all pretty much the same thing.
I'm
no,
watching
the
some
ones
footage
after
right
this
now.
one are
Dude, I just watched somebody like score a goal and they're like showboating, like crossing
Oh.
into the end zone with the football out.
yeah.
Yes,
The showboating
yes.
was the
Dude,
best.
so
Yeah, you
good.
could
If
just
you
like
had- if you
hold
had
it in front
such-
of somebody's face.
If you had such a large lead, like if like no one was behind you and you were running to the end zone, your guy would just like high leg kick, hold the ball out, like just
Yeah.
up and
Yeah.
so
Fuck.
funny.
It was the
Someone-
best.
okay.
It made the NFL and it made football in video games
Nick, you
fun.
got a browser
it was
open?
So much fun.
You got a browser open, Nick?
Yeah.
Look up LukeyGames.com and search NFL Blitz for N64 and tell me how much it costs.
Oh,
I
no.
gotta see this. Like this was the game that like if you and your friends got into an argument, it was being settled in NFL Blitz.
Well, I mean,
And,
what fucking
like-
6-year-olds were getting into that heavy of an argument? Remember the Turbo? The Z Turbo?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
The Turbo. Oh, in the end, like I could still hear his voice sucking down. And also there was no punting. There
No
was
punting.
No punting.
No punting.
You either went for it or you were in your own 50.
Yep.
And there was also no running the ball either.
No,
You couldn't
dude,
run the ball.
you could.
It was just passing.
I mean, you could
wa-
run
I'm
the ball,
watching-
but it was very hard to.
I'm watching gameplay right now, and the fact that everybody, like while you're playing it, all like the punching noises when everybody's hitting is like. Brr, 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 brr.
Mhm.
$25, Nick?
aggressive.
$25?
Yep.
That's not bad.
That's not bad at all.
That might be
guarantee
purchase worthy
that's-
for a stream night, but maybe that'll be in a few weeks.
100%.
That's what I'm
I
saying.
forgot after they're on the ground, you can tackle them and keep.
That's
tackling
right. You
them.
Yes!
keep jumping on
Yes!
top of them and like injure and like elbow them and
God
everything.
damn
yeah,
it.
and you like jump up and sit down, like.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
You
They-
can just continually just tackle them into the ground while they're unconscious.
They need
Oh,
to
God.
they need to make another one of those. All right,
Yeah,
Nick,
this was the defining sports video game.
all right, Nick,
That's
you're
such
up.
a good pick.
So I didn't have any trouble picking this game. I realized as a kid I was way more into Pokemon than I remember being. So I'm going with Pokemon Snap.
Oh yeah.
For me that was a formative game because I'm not really into shooters and stuff like that. Like a lot of video games fall into
It's a
very-
shooter.
it is a shooter. But like I had just never experienced anything like Pokemon Snap. It was cut from its own cloth, and even though you're on a track the whole time, it was like it felt very organic, and it felt like you were having every experience you were playing the track in a different, new, unique way. So that game blew my mind growing up. Also, I just honorable mention to Pokemon Stadium, and of course Mario Kart. You can't go wrong.
Pokemon Stadium was an amazing game, but I mean Pokemon Snap too. It was such a concept that if you were to play it now, I mean I know they came out with the new one, but if you were to play it now, this would be such like this would be such like an ASMR kind of easy playing game where it's like you just relax and you're just taking pictures of Pokemon. It was just such an easy ride of a game.
But like on the contrary to that, I felt like Pokemon Snap was one of the first games that I experienced like fully being like I am overwhelmed, but in a good way about the like options here of like it's like that was I think that probably started my like gaming OCD of like needing to complete every single element and find every single secret. Like Pokemon Snap. Yeah, exactly. Pokemon Snap really, really instilled like the level and made me want to do it, not in a negative way of being like, oh, I gotta grind this out and I gotta replay it and do this. It was like, no, let me figure out every little secret thing. If I hit this guy with an apple here and then a rock here, like the level
the one where you have to like you have to smack, I think there was a Squirtle, and you hit the Squirtle into the Mankey, and the Mankey flies over the mountain, and then all the way at the other end of the map he shows up, like stuff like that.
I got two for you guys. How about the one you couldn't get Charizard without knocking Charmeleon into the volcano?
In the lava pool,
you couldn't get the 4th level unless you hit Voltorb with an apple
and blew him up, and then you secretly go like on the side, and then it opens a new track for it.
And then your fucking jet car hovers, and it's like,
and
where was that?
Onto a track.
Yeah, why are we just doing that?
I can freely do this only when it decides it wants to.
Yeah. So I'm pretty.
Do you have the new one?
Yeah, yeah. And Liz played it a lot. I think she's the one who is really with it. You know what I mean? I think she's the one who really enjoys it the most. Hey, you guys carry on. I think I might have some technical difficulties over here.
Oh, sure.
Well, it's your turn to say your favorite games.
I can go into with Pokemon Stadium. I remember that game being so difficult. And because you could also get the cart to plug in one of the games with it from Game Boy.
Yeah, like
right?
you could upload like your own Pokemon, which that was
really?
that. Yeah.
But it made everybody level 50, I think. So like if you uploaded them, and then whoever else you played against, it made them all level 50. So it's not like you couldn't just like grind out a Charizard to level 99, upload it to Pokemon Stadium, and then destroy. It would it'd scale it and level it pretty evenly.
I just remember,
and you would keep all the same move sets and everything like that though. So like if you had like Blizzard, Fire Blast, Flame, all that, like it would still keep those. And so that was like another way of like deciding arguments. Where I mean, for the most part, you could still just plug in your Game Boys and like fight each other that way. But there was something different about just that added extra step and the arena and like seeing your Pokemon while you're out there. Like there's the Charizard that I got all the way up and I grinded for and all that, and like it was just satisfying to see them out there and animated.
I think I actually played a lot more of Pokemon Stadium 2. The front of the cart was gold, front of it back was silver because it was for the gold and silver edition with Ho-Oh and Lugia. But I remember that one, and I specifically remember with that one all the mini games that were part of it, like the Mario Party style mini games. No.
I mean, it could be I just literally don't remember them. That's that.
So like, what I remember one of them was I think you had to it was either ring toss on the Diglets or bop the Diglets. There was
that one was awesome.
There was a cutting competition where you were like Scyther or Pinsir and logs were falling and you had to cut on the specific thing. There was an Eevee like maypole where you had to ring around, and if you dashed in, you could fake people out to get things in the center. There was like a follow the leader with Clefairies, I think, which was like the metronome game
where they're in like the classroom.
Yeah, and then of course the counting game where count how many whatever comes by, and then after a certain point everybody's just spamming A and you count up to like 99 things and everybody's wrong.
Did you play the Lickitung one yet? Where they're eating?
Where it's like the Chef Lickitung game.
Yeah.
Dude,
I can't remember
I
if that
forgot
was on
Lickitung was even a Pokemon.
Yeah.
I completely forgot about Lickitung.
He looks like my
I found my
dog, so that's why
favorite.
I always.
Oh my god.
That's whenever I look at
the-
whenever I look at my dog, I think of Lickitung because they have the same like head. I don't know. It's maybe that's weird to say,
the
but
Magikarp game where you're all on land and you're just jumping and hitting like a little thing to count the amount of jumps.
Goldeen, Goldeen.
Goldeen.
Oh my god, Lickitung. I'm looking at his card right now. Tongue Slap was one of his moves.
Where
I think
all
this
the
is a
sushi
newer
melt,
Pokemon card. I think this is a newer one.
Okay.
Brock's Lickitung.
All
right.
I'm all good
Pat,
over
you
here,
keep-
you guys. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So for my game, I like I said, I looked through a lot of games and I thought of some real classics. You know, I thought of Glover. I don't know if you guys remember Glover.
I had Glover for PlayStation.
I thought of Conker's Bad Fur Day. Obviously, Mario 64 comes to mind. I've never played Ocarina of Time or Majora's Mask. I also
Mike is upset.
I am upset. I'll give you a
Donkey
DS
Kong,
if you want to play them.
Donkey Kong 64. Do you have a DS to let me play it on? Because that would be.
I have a 3DS. Yeah.
Ooh, okay, yeah, give it to me. I haven't played a handheld game in a long time. Donkey Kong 64, also another great entry I thought of.
The yellow
That,
card.
I think-
that actually might be my. If I could go back and change my pick, it might be Donkey Kong.
I think of Perfect Dark. I think of GoldenEye. I think of all these amazing games. But I kept coming back to one. And Berg, you said it before the show, which was bullshit because I thought this was like kind of an underground, like a sleeper hit. Like it's almost like the Days Gone of Nintendo 64 was Jet Force Gemini. That game had me so jazzed when it was one of those games that you play in the store first, you know, and then I asked for it for Christmas. It's excellent. It's one of the that's one of the ones that I have still yet to get back and continue to get into. But I remember there was just one level I kept running out of ammo and then I never went back. But great game nonetheless. Burke, you've played it before, right?
So I've never played that game, and that was one of the games like that. I was like, I want this game when I was younger. When I was younger, I never had it and I never could get it.
What, Nick?
You know, I didn't have
What,
disposable
Nick?
money.
What?
When we're done talking about Jet Force Gemini, I have to bring up another game. I
Okay,
also have to bring up another one after.
All right, we're doing a round two.
We're doing a round two. We'll do it around two. All right.
Yeah, Pat, talk to me about Jet Force Gemini because I
Okay,
might actually like go and
So
play it.
you're
like, after
playing
this.
like an intergalactic law enforcement agency. You have the one dog, you have the lady, and you have the dude. And you basically go to this planet and kill these bugs and go through level and level and exterminate them. I'm not. I can't remember what the plot was, but I remember the gameplay and shooting was sick for the time.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's what it reminded me a lot of. Like I remember looking at it and I thought all of these like always like Mega Man because you had
It is
the
kind of
dude,
like Mega
the
Man,
lady,
yeah.
the dog, and I loved Mega Man.
The lady,
growing up.
the dog. Well, Mega Man's like the fucking Dark Souls of platformers, though. It's the worst.
Dude,
But-
I
it's
love
tough.
that game.
It was
I
tough.
will play the hell out of that game.
I bought the
and
whole
get-
collection. I bought the Mega Man X and the regular Mega Man collection. I started playing them. I was like, "Fuck, these games are hard." And I haven't picked
They're
them up
real.
since.
They're unforgiving. Like
Yeah.
the platforming in them, plus all of like everything
think
with it is just you got to know.
I had Mega Man X7 for Game Boy Color, and I fucking
Yeah.
played the shit out of that game. That game was the first game I beat and ever felt truly accomplished by something.
That was the one where they had wall jumps and charges and everything. Too,
Yes,
right?
they
Like, that
did.
was-
Yes,
yeah.
they did. Wall
So that,
jumps
like
for
when
the
they
shit
have
back then.
those mechanics in the games, it makes it significantly easier.
Yeah.
Because
Well-
as opposed like the early Mega Man, like if you jumped, you had to commit. Like if you're jumping and moving, you can't pull back. You can't like
Right.
you know, it's like you're going one direction and that's it. But like when they actually add the mechanics that feel more like, you know, Mario 64-esque, where you can kind of like move in the air.
Yeah. So yeah, Jet Force Gemini was mine, and it's a rare title. It came out October 11th, 1999. I didn't think I played it until like 2002, 2003. Even then,
Yeah, I never even heard of this
still,
until
No,
just
it's
neither
dude,
have I.
it's a
I've never
fucking,
heard of this
it's a
game.
fucking, like I said, it's like the Days Gone of the N64. It kind of went under the radar. It's a sleeper hit, kind of underrated game. I really like it. I think it's great, and now I really want to like get my hands on it. Fuck. We're gonna
I
be
should
playing a
play
lot
that,
of Nintendo
yep.
64 in the coming months.
I know, right?
So if we're doing a round two, let's start with you, Nick, because you seem pretty fucking excited.
Mm-hmm.
I can't fucking believe I didn't think of this right off the trigger. Although I love Pokemon Snap. This ties in with a movie property, and I know usually games that tie in with movie properties are garbage, but god damn it, I love the Toy Story 2 video game. Remember
Nick,
that one?
Oh,
I had that for
Wow.
PlayStation,
do.
and I
I
played
do.
the hell. We watched gameplay of that in college. Remember?
Yeah. Yeah, we did. Oh
We
wait, and
did.
I think we set it up on the TV, and somebody had a controller, and we were just and like somebody was there,
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, like who somebody thought they were playing
I
for
think
the
Nick
longest
Timoneri
time.
thought they were playing or something.
Yeah.
Like,
It's
You
like,
know what?
yeah, it's
Now that
really
you
weird.
say
It's
that
not
out
doing what
loud,
I
it kind
wanna
of
do.
it kind of makes sense.
But yeah, no, so I was, big into the Toy Story movies and I feel like Toy Story 2 doesn't get a lot of love, but for me that was the best with like I had a Zurg. It wasn't an action figure, but
Zerg.
it was like a Zurg statuette type thing, and it was motion activated. So I'd walk into my room, and Zurg would be like, annihilate, and just like fire laser beams. I was really into Toy Story 2,
He
and this
put
game
holes in the fucking wall. It drove my parents
it was
crazy.
my mom was pissed. But this game, like, was something I remember. We had a console out in the living room. And my mom would tell us to go to bed, and we would go to bed and then wait an hour, and then take a towel and stick it under her bedroom door so like no light or sound would get through, and then we would play Toy Story 2 until the middle of the night. And then just like being scared to go up in the attic and fight the robot toy. This was
dude,
another.
that game had like, yeah, I remember Fear. Like
There
you're
was
playing that
stakes.
game.
Yeah,
Or,
exactly.
like play like Al's Toy Barn and everything like that. And like when you, because it's weird because it was open. It was pretty much open world. I mean, per like
Right.
level, it was super open world. But when you got to the point where you're like, oh shit, I have to fight a boss in this area, like it felt like there was some weight there.
Yeah.
there were some heavy moments. I didn't play that one.
No, I
You,
don't
you,
remember
you
that
should
one.
you should honestly play it. I had it for PlayStation 2, or no, I think I had it for PlayStation. I think it originally came out on, but
PlayStation
like
original. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
it
No,
was so.
I might have to go see if I can try and find this game because I'm with you, Nick. I'm a big fan of Toy Story 2. I mean, don't get me. I still love the other ones, but that one I also agree. I feel like it almost like flew under the radar in a way, even though it did not fly under the radar. It definitely didn't. But it's more like
It's a
looking
fucking
back,
Toy Story
everyone-
game, Danny.
Yeah, it was
There's
a
no
Toy
way
Story.
it
No,
flew
did
under
not
the
fly
radar.
under the
movie,
radar. I'm
not-
aware
not
of
the
that.
gamepad,
But when
the
you
movie.
retrospectively
game.
look back, people think of Toy Story. They think of Toy Story 3 and maybe like the most recent. Okay, but for the most part, no one really thinks of Toy Story 2.
Right.
And
with
Wayne
it.
Knight as Al.
Yeah.
Or sorry, as the owl or the chicken in the toy barn.
Okay. Whatever. All right. Well, thanks for that, Nick.
You're welcome.
Burke, you're up.
Shit. This is also not going to come as a surprise to anybody. Paper Mario, the original one for N64.
Okay.
You're giving me a Mario game. You're giving me turn-based combat, and you're giving me an RPG with it. Like, of course, I'm gonna love this game. But I've played all of the other Mario games after that, and I'm currently playing the origami one for Switch right now. I played it for a little bit and then stopped, but I really should pick it back up again. But like this game, the way that it tells a story and the way that it's like the level of like the fighting is cool. It feels super balanced. And I mean, it's nothing new. There's Mario RPG is an old game that was pretty much just a Final Fantasy game. I think it was for the SNES. But Paper Mario is super cool because it was just like, I feel the humor in these games is a really big point for it. Like, it's real jokey, it's real goofy, and it's like they break the fourth wall, but they don't a lot of the time. Where it's like they kind of nod to things being paper, but
Right.
it's not like it's just for the pure comedy. It's like a wink and a nudge, kind of like pretty tongue in cheek about it. Super fun games, super simple, super straightforward, very linear. Everything is done in like chapters or acts, so it's not like a Metroid game, or it's not like anything else where you have to like get one piece here, go track here, backtrack 6 times here, find 3 secrets, find 4 things that way. It's just kind of like, chapter 1 to chapter 8, you go through, you fight Bowser at the end, or you fight whatever kind of Bowser-ish thing there is, and then boom, you're home and Peach is there, and then now you can play as Luigi.
So I never played this game, but I'm watching some gameplay right now, and I'm getting vibes that this was like an inspiration for Little Big World. Is it does that feel like it connects at
Little
all to
Big
you?
Planet, you mean?
Little Big Planet,
I
yeah,
love how
Yeah.
it's like a play. You know what I mean, Burke?
Yeah.
Are we talking
What'd you say?
1,000-year door? 1,000-year door is like a play.
1,000-Year Door, where they had the Psychonauts, which were essentially just Nazis. Like,
I have 1,000-year door. I just assume I have it.
I have it too, but it's very much in that. I think in that vibe, Nick, where it's kind of like taking a microcosm and like because Little Big Planet has like all of the cardboard, all of like the papery.
Now we're talking about the first one, obviously.
Talking about the first one.
Okay, so if you guys tried to purchase the first one right now off of Lukey Games right now, I think it's $75 for that game.
Yep.
I almost got it for $25. I just had to buy a bunch of other games with it. And when I went to go meet up with the guy to get it, right? He didn't show. He just blew me off. Like I tend to believe, like I specifically kept mentioning Paper Mario. Like I was like, yeah, just make sure Paper Mario's in there. And it was only going to cost me like $50 for this whole box, came with 2 controllers and stuff. He never showed because I tend to believe I showed my hand too early, and like he looked up how much that game was actually worth.
He's like, oh. I remember buying that game in GameStop for $60. Like, probably, when did this come out? What year? So this one came out in 2000, which means I was 8, which means I definitely had to probably buy it when I was 13 or something around that age. To have $60 of disposable income at that. But I legit remember like that going in and being like yeah 13. that's the pizza shop money.
Oh, okay.
But I do remember going in and being like, this game is like 5 years old at this point, and I think, did the Wii come out at that point?
Maybe.
But I was like, why is this so expensive?
Because it's amazing.
And yeah, because it's so amazing and it's so good. Yeah, the Wii came out in 2011. Wow, no, never mind. But regardless, I was like, this is not a new game.
The Wii came out in 2011. No, it didn't.
I think
so. That doesn't feel right.
The Wii came out in 2007.
Yeah.
There we go. Sorry, I'm looking at a different thing.
Maybe the Wii U?
The Wii U came out, I think, in like 2012 or like 2013, I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
That might have been what I'm looking at.
Maybe it was 2011.
Wii U was 2012, sorry.
Okay, yeah. And the Wii is definitely...
Wii was 2006. Around. Yeah.
Wow.
All right.
Okay.
Wow.
I remember getting a Wii for my 8th grade graduation. That was 2007.
I got a Wii for my confirmation. And,
and
it was another one of those things where my birthday was on the same day, so it was like, well, we got it for you for both. You know, that thing.
Yeah. It's such a big gift for both.
I know. I was like, man, fuck. The best was I had to go to the store with my mom and buy it 2 months earlier. And I was like, I can't wait to go home and play that. And she was like, you're not allowed to play this. I was like, what the fuck? What are we doing here? Why would you do this? Like, how would you put a little research in, figure out what it is, go get it, and then hide it from me for 2 months so I'm not tortured? My Xbox
knowing exactly where it is in the closet.
Yeah, my Xbox also red ringed at this time, so like, I was like, I can't play my Xbox, and I have a brand new Wii that I'm just not allowed to play.
That's like quadruple whammy right there.
I was a tortured soul for sure as a child.
Did you forget about it like a week and a half later?
No, dude, I thought about that shit you were like every day. Damn day. Yeah, because I was really into Red Steel, and I wanted to play that game on my Wii. Do you guys remember Red Steel? No, it was a game where you had a samurai sword in one hand and a gun in the other, and you went around Tokyo and killed the Yakuza.
Yep. It looked super cool.
That sounds sick.
It was awesome. At least I think it was awesome.
It looked mad cool.
Okay, so anyone else have anything, or do you guys want to get into our main topic for this evening?
I say we run into the main. I do just want to, make sure that I at least give my props to GoldenEye. That would have been my next game. GoldenEye revolutionized multiplayer gaming. Not only was it a fun story mode, but also it was just to have a night where you're just up until 4 a.m. playing with your boys, GoldenEye.
Screen peeking like motherfuckers. Not allowed to play Odd Job because he's a foot shorter than everyone else. So
and he throws his hat, so he has a default kill weapon.
Yep.
And then also just turning on the worst is if you turn on the random weapons, and then that one guy gets the golden gun randomly, and it's just like
start with golden gun, and you're like, okay, this is just like knives in a COD map right now. Like,
yeah, this is just like who has the best aim. But yeah, so that's all I'm gonna bring up.
Have you guys heard of the mod that they have now? It's like a fan made GoldenEye that you can play online.
Oh really?
No.
Yeah, with updated textures and stuff. I downloaded it last summer and I played some rounds. It's fun, but I'm not going to sit there and play a multiplayer game that I don't have to play with friends because that is just sad.
Sad.
But yeah, I'm trying to think. I mean, I said Conkers. I mean, Mario 64 is always a classic. Donkey Kong 64 is good. I'm trying Mario Kart, yeah.
Super Smash.
I guess Super Smash would be my next one because like Smash has been a title that I have always bought as soon as it came out. Like Smash, the first Smash, I remember seeing a poster for it or whatever. I remember seeing the commercial, the me and you and me and all the people, and all the fucking guys beat each other up in a field. I remember seeing that and I was like, what is that? So I had to have that game. I remember getting Brawl or Melee when the GameCube came out. I got Brawl on the Wii. I didn't get anything for the Wii U because that console was shitty. And then I got this one. Like I downloaded it at midnight and played until 4 a.m. Ultimate, or is that what it is? Or Super Smash Ultimate? Is that what this one's called?
The latest one,
or Super Smash? I think the last one was Ultimate, right? Oh no, that was just Wii U. This is Ultimate. That's what it is.
This is Ultimate.
Yeah. Yeah, I just going back. I have spent countless hours in story mode, fighting Master Hand, or even when you'd go on the break the targets, that type of shit. Metal Mario, there's like one giant dude, and you have like Pikachu and Captain Falcon on your team, and you all fight him. Yeah, God, those games are fucking good.
That game, I didn't have that game for N64. That was one of those similar to Danny, where it was like my friend down the street had that, and like I constantly wanted to. And that's the one you needed the expansion pack thingy in it.
No. There's only one game that was for. It was for Donkey Kong 64.
And
the only reason they needed it was because there was a bug in the game that if you didn't have enough. It sounds like just a performance issue, but there is this unfixable bug where the only way they knew to overcome it was to just give the N64 new RAM. And fortunately, Nintendo had future-proofed that into this console with the expansion pack. So that's all. The expansion pack that comes with Donkey Kong 64 is just more RAM for your N64.
Yeah.
That's what it is. And the expansion pack came with Donkey Kong 64. Like they made sure to package it with the game because I remember when I dug my N64 out when I was setting it back up, and I had to buy an expansion pack. Then when I remember I returned it because I picked one off some sucker in Clark. He gave me a brand new one with a box full of games, 4 controllers, like fucking perfect condition with an expansion pack inside of it for $40.
Wow.
Yeah, dude. I'm telling you, fucking sucker, bro. But
you showed him.
Yeah, I did. But yeah, but Mike, go ahead. Say what you're saying about Smash. Well, I guess I guess you were going to attribute that to Donkey Kong now, then, huh?
No, I remember it being like that's. Well, I guess I thought at the point where I couldn't borrow that game from him because I thought I needed the expansion pass.
Right.
And I didn't, or the expansion pack. I didn't have it. My other friend had it. So I was like, oh, I just can't play Smash, I guess, then. So I would have to go play it over this kid's house. But my entire childhood's a lie, is what I'm now learning.